Now to some other top stories we're following for you on this Friday morning.
I'm John Sherrick in Gwinnett County. A mom carjacked with her baby at this gas station jumps out of the moving car with her baby in the car seat, saving the baby's life and her own. That was in August. Now, 2 months later, Gwinnett County police have identified the suspected carjacker, 42-year-old Quentin Rogers of Atlanta. Rogers has a record going back nearly 20 years on charges of armed robbery, aggravated assault, probation violations. Gwinnett County police are urging anyone who knows where Quentin Rogers is to contact Crime Stoppers Atlanta to get him off the streets again.
Street racing crackdown. The Midtown Neighbors Association started a petition on change.org to slam the brakes on street racing. They want the city to reopen municipal court to tackle the spike in the crime. The court is closed because of the pandemic.
COVID-19 restrictions extended. Governor Kemp signing a new executive order that went into effect at midnight, requiring 2 more weeks of restrictions. The new order expires on Halloween. The executive order does not note any major changes. Those who are elderly or medically fragile will still shelter in place. Governor Kemp is still banning gatherings of more than 50 people unless social distancing can be maintained.